Okay, so there's a huge shift happening right now in the world of real estate. Seriously, the way you find and see homes for sale is at the center of this new battle between some absolute giants of the industry, and it could totally change how you look for your next home. Let's get into it. It's a pretty provocative question, right? But it really gets to the heart of the whole issue. Because depending on which real estate app or website you're scrolling through, you might not be getting the full picture of what's about to hit the market. So you've got these two camps. On one side, there's an alliance with major players like Compass and Redfin. And on the other, this massive coalition has formed, led by Zillow, and it includes heavy hitters like Keller Williams and RE/MAX. And these two groups, they have very different ideas about how homes should be marketed before they even officially go on sale.
So what's the fight all about? Well, it's about these listings that are marked coming soon. You know, the ones that aren't officially on the market yet, but the sellers want to start creating some buzz. The whole conflict really boils down to one question. Who gets to see these listings, and where?
The first move in this big chess game came from brokerages that built these private, exclusive networks. Their strategy was basically to use these early coming soon listings as a lure, a way to pull buyers to their platform and maybe even recruit agents who wanted access to this off-market stuff. Zillow's chief industry officer even said it was like putting these listings behind a gate.
So in a response, Zillow and its partners launched a major counteroffensive called Zillow Preview. And their goal is pretty simple. Take those pre-market listings out from behind the gate and put them right out in the open for everyone to see on, arguably the most popular real estate website out there.
And the philosophy of this whole coalition is crystal clear. Gary Keller, the co-founder of Keller Williams, he frames it as being all about what's best for the consumer. He argues that getting the most eyes on a property is almost always better for the homeowner. And that's exactly what an open market does.
Guy Gal, the CEO of Side, he really drives this point home. He points out the sheer scale of Zillow's audience. We're talking 235 million users, and says, look, no private network can even come close to that kind of reach. It all comes back to transparency and making things accessible.
And just to show you how unified this message is, here's Eric Carlson, the CEO of RE/MAX, saying basically the exact same thing.
The coalition's argument is that a transparent market is a better market for everyone, buyers, sellers, and agents.
Okay, so we get the why behind this whole thing. Now let's talk about the how. How does this Zillow Preview platform actually work in practice?
It's a really straightforward three-step process. First, an agent submits the pre-market listing. Second, it goes live on Zillow for a preview period, where it gets bumped up in search results and alerts. And finally, as soon as the home is officially listed on the multiple listing service, the MLS, that preview just gets automatically swapped out with the official listing. Super simple, totally seamless.
And listen, these aren't just vague little teasers. To get on Zillow Preview, a listing has to have real, substantial information. We're talking at least one photo, the full address, the price, a description, and even the date it's supposed to officially hit the market. This gives you, as a potential buyer, some real info to work with. Now, this compliance part is actually super interesting. This isn't some rogue system trying to break all the rules. Zillow Preview is built specifically to work within the existing MLS framework. In a lot of places, that means you can only pre-market a property for one business day before it has to be on the MLS, and this whole system totally respects that. Okay, so that's the industry battle and all the mechanics. But what does any of this actually mean for you? Let's break down how this impacts everyone involved in buying or selling a house. If you're a seller, this is an incredibly powerful tool. You can build up excitement and demand for your home before it's even officially on the market. Plus, you get a huge data advantage. You and your agent can actually see how many people are viewing, saving, and sharing the listing. That's real-time feedback you can use to tweak your price or your marketing strategy before you even go live. For buyers, the benefit is simple and honestly, it's huge. It creates a more level playing field. You get to see homes earlier, and you get access to houses that might have been kept hidden away in some exclusive brokerage network. You're no longer forced to work with a certain company just to see everything that's available.
So what about the agents? Well, the system is designed to be a win for them too. Their branding stays front and center on their own listings, and any leads that come from that Contact Agent button during the preview period, they go directly to them, for free. And here's a really crucial incentive. If a buyer sees a preview listing, schedules a tour through Zillow, and ends up buying the house with a Zillow-preferred agent, the agent who originally listed it gets a 10% referral fee. That's a direct financial reward for playing in this open market system.
You know, when you really step back,
This isn't just about a new feature on a website. This is a clash between two fundamentally different visions for the entire future of how we buy and sell homes. On one side, you have this walled garden model, where a brokerage uses exclusive access to listings to try and lock in clients. But on the other side, you have the open market model. And that whole philosophy is based on the belief that sharing listings as widely as you can creates the most value for the seller and, frankly, a fairer market for the buyer.
It is a high-stakes, strategic game being played by the absolute biggest names in real estate. And as these two philosophies go head-to-head, the outcome is going to directly shape the transparency, the accessibility, and ultimately the experience you have on your next home search. The only real question is, which model is going to win?